welcome to Teacher Joseph's press review of UK news on the 6th of January 2026. We begin with The Independent. It's carrying a story. The UK is entering a new era where deaths outnumber births. It goes on to say the UK faces a turning point this year, with the number of deaths to outnumber births by ever greater margins for the next 50 years, a think tank has predicted. Another story carried by The Independent is about a teacher who pretended to be an admiral at one of our Remembrance services in November. And this apparently is a criminal offense, and he's been in court trying to explain his actions. Moving on to The Guardian newspaper. The Guardian has a story that adults here in the UK are eating salt equal to 22 bags of crisps every day, research shows. And this is a story which is being carried by other newspapers as well. It says here, adults in England eat the same amount of salt every week as that found in 155 bags of crisps, according to analysis by a leading health charity. Each person consumes an amount of salt equivalent to that of 22 bags of ready salted, lightly salted, or sea salt crisps every day. And this data comes from the British Heart Foundation. The Metro is carrying a story related to the Scottish government. John Swinney, that's the First Minister, the man in charge of Scotland, it says here that he knows tactics to force Scottish independence referendums, but he's not prepared to reveal them yet. And it says here, John Swinney has insisted there are a variety of tactics that could be used to force a second vote on Scotland's place in the UK, but refused to reveal what those might be before the elections come up in May. Yes, that's right. His leadership will also be questioned because Scottish people are going to be asked to vote for which government will stay in power in Scotland in May. That's along with the local government elections. The Daily Express is next, and it has the same story. Millions of us are risking our health by eating too much salt. The average working age Brit has as much as there is in 155 packets of crisps every week. I'm not sure about that comparison. It's true we are eating a lot of salt, but we're not eating a lot of crisps. The equivalent of the amount of salt of 155 packets of crisps. The Daily Express are leading with the same article about salt in our diet and that we're eating too much. And another story they're carrying is about a young lady by the name of Shamima Begum. Now, this is a young girl who left the UK and went to fight for ISIS in Syria. Subsequently, she was banned from ever entering the UK, and she's taking her case to the European Court of Human Rights. But here, one of our politicians, Shabana Mahmood, has insisted that Shamima Begum will never be allowed back in. She's saying here she will fight European judges over Shamima Begum's bid to return to the UK. It says here Shamima Begum wants to leave Syria and live again in the UK. The European Court of Human Rights has formally told the Home Office to justify its decision to strip ISIS fanatic Begum of her British citizenship in 2019. And the British government, Miss Mahmood, is insisting that the government will continue to defend its position after every UK court has ruled the move legal. So yes, Shamima Begum wants to come and live in the UK, and that's an ongoing court case now in Europe. I think the European Court of Human Rights were asking exactly why she's not allowed back in. The Daily Record, that's Scotland's national newspaper, is carrying a story saying that armed police deployments have risen. For those of you who don't know, police do not routinely carry guns unless there's specific incidents. But it's saying here that armed police deployments have risen in the last 10 years. Apparently, there was 119 deployments by firearms officers in the year from 2024 to 2025. And there were 91 in the previous year, and 23 10 years ago, 2015 to 16. And the Daily Record is carrying a headline, "Society is more violent and getting worse." And it's saying here, drug gangs fueling a major surge in serious crimes. Another story being carried here is about the homeless. And homeless shelters are preparing for an influx as the cold snap bites. And that's in the Independent also. It's saying homeless shelters and organisations providing emergency accommodation across the UK are preparing for an influx of rough sleepers as temperatures drop to sub-zero, with charities warning that a lack of affordable housing is pushing more and more people onto the streets. And it says additional support is being granted by the various local governments. According to the charity Shelter, new research published in December found that 382,000 people, more or less, in England were homeless, including 175,000 children. 4,667 were sleeping rough on the streets on any given night, which is a 20% increase in the last year. So yes, homeless people don't necessarily mean that they're sleeping on the streets. The word homeless just means that they don't have a place of their own. So yes, to be homeless doesn't mean you're sleeping rough. Sleeping rough is the streets. Still though, very worrying, and that's quite a detailed story in the Independent today as well. Regarding sports, the Independent is reporting that Scotland is set to celebrate its return to World Cup action for the first time in nearly 30 years with a new bank holiday. Its team, the Scottish team, qualified for the 2026 tournament in November and will face Haiti in the US city of Massachusetts on Sunday the 14th of June, with further group games against Morocco and Brazil. First Minister John Swinney, we mentioned him earlier, has proposed that Monday the 15th of June be declared a bank holiday in recognition of the side's achievements. Scotland last played at a World Cup in France in 1998. And there we are. That's the press review from the UK for today. If you are travelling to or from the UK, please do remember that there are very severe weather warnings and travel restrictions in place. You should definitely check before you travel.